Hey, thanks, Rob. Hey, BJ, thanks. How tough is this turnaround from a physical standpoint, playing on Monday night to get your body ready to go again on Sunday?
Uh, I mean, to be honest, it's almost like a blessing in disguise. To be able to have the opportunity to get that taste out of your mouth. As a quicker turnaround. So it's almost as a blessing in disguise. Versus looking at it as, oh man, we just played, and it's like, okay, you know.
And obviously, very emotional game on both sides. J.K. Dobbins tweeted something yesterday about the concussion on Sendejo. I was wondering if you saw that and you'd like to respond.
No, sir. I'm actually not even active on my Twitter, to be honest. So no, I didn't see it, or nor do I know what he posted.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Tom. Jeff Shadell, you have our next question.
Hey, BJ, when you look at that Giants team, record's not very good, but how do you assess, especially them on offense?
They fight. They fight. They're fighting. To make the playoffs. They're a fighting bunch. Obviously, from being there, I understand and know a lot of that offensive personnel as far as who they are. But they're fighting for something too.
Thank you, Jeff. We'll go to Nate Ulrich.
BJ, what are your emotions going to be going back there?
Cool head, hot heart. Not really. That's not really my motive. My motive is to just make sure my guys mind is right going into this event, and just giving us the best chance to come out with the victory.
And Joe Judge said today Daniel Jones has another leg injury. They're going to see how it goes, but it could be Colt McCoy. So what is your assessment of Jones? What is your assessment of McCoy? And is it a difficulty in not knowing?
As far as their offense, they're able to do just, a pinch more with Daniel. But they are who they are as far as what they do. And that's what we're looking forward to.
Thanks, Nate. We'll go to Scott Petrick.
Hey, PJ, how different is that Giants offense when Daniel doesn't have the same ability to run like he did earlier in the year before that hamstring?
They obviously, if he is hurt or whatever the case may be, they obviously, not going to take the risk at running them like that if he does play. Or if they do, it'll be more so situational. And, we'll take that into consideration. But yeah.
And when you look back at that game Monday night, what stands out about that last drive? Is there anything, or what could you guys have done better to not let them get in field goal range?
There's things that you can point out, but to be honest, as far as me, you want me to tell you what's beautiful? I'm gonna just take a second just to say what's beautiful. I don't mean to harp in on y'all time. I don't know how much time you guys have or whatnot, or what the case may be. But you want to know what's beautiful? So Kobe Bryant's my favorite basketball player of all time. And, they have those Christmas games, and I wanted to win. And sometimes, they wouldn't win those Christmas games. And at the end of those games, I would see Kobe on the bench instead of moping or he would be over there teaching. Whenever they took him out, he would be over there teaching. And it was always about the next. And so therefore, I think in his mind, he never lost. It was always a learning opportunity. So I just take that in my process and the way that I process things. I'm not one to go backwards, much. It's correct it and move on, So that's kind of how I operate. So yeah.
Thanks.
Sorry if I took a lot of time on that.
Oh, no, you're good. Thanks.
Thank you, Scott. Marla Ridenauer, you have our next question.
Yeah, BJ, I just wanted, I know you guys, thrive on big plays and takeaways and stuff, but your fourth down percentage is really, 20 of 23 allowed. I mean, have you put your finger on what the problem is?
Kind of like I just, spoke on, you see, it's all about, situational ball. And we go back and we look at the, what we could have done or what could be done or if there was a mistake, and we correct it and we move on. That's what the great teams do. We don't, you can't harp on, you look at the bright side of things and look at where we are. We're in a great position, and now's not a time to get down about what just happened. And, there's so much opportunity out there for us.
I mean, this is a big game as far as your playoff, I mean, do you have to guard against getting too fired? I mean, fired up for this? I mean, you really need this one.
At this time in the season, everyone's fighting. And, I just say that, every game or every next game is the biggest game only because it's the next game. And so that's kind of how we look at it. And, we're trying to go 1-0 this week.
Thank you.
Thanks, Marla. Dan Lobby, you're up.
Hey, BJ, kind of that teaching mindset too. Is that sort of how Joe Woods looks at it as well after a game like that? What's he like kind of in the building after that game?
Oh, man, I love Joe, man. But you want to know why? Because he keeps a cool head. No matter what we may be going through out there, he keeps a cool head. And a lot of the times it trickles down. It trickles down, and it helps me, keep the guys out there, composed, versus dealing with adversity.
Is he different from other coordinators you've had? I mean, a lot of defensive coordinators can be a little more fiery, a little more, a little louder maybe. Is he different from other guys you've had?
I really, I really can't speak on or compare or whatever the case may be. I've had great relationships with all of the coordinators that I've had. But I'm definitely enjoying the process with him. That's for sure.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dan. We'll take three more. Mary Kay Cabot, Scott Petrick, Anthony Posal. Mary Kay, go ahead.
Hey, BJ, just wondering, what have you seen from Baker over these past even just, several weeks, just in terms of fire and swagger and all that kind of stuff? And what impact does it have on you guys as a defense when you see him out there just balling like that?
It's poetry in motion. It's that simple. It's beautiful. It's beautiful to watch, and it's poetry in motion.
Does it get you guys really fired up to go out there and match that intensity then?
It does. It does. I tell the guys all the time that we have to feed off of each other. That's what this game is about, feeding off each other and stacking the positives.
When you see him play like that, does it remind you in any way of like when Aaron would get in the zone? Do you see any kind of similarities that way?
I don't. To be honest, I don't compare. In that sense, I don't compare. But I definitely love what he's doing. I'm definitely loving what he's doing, and I definitely enjoy it.
Okay, thank you.
He's doing a great job.
Thank you, Mary Kay. Scott Petrick, go ahead.
Hey, BJ, when you watch film of that Monday night game, how tough is it to see that play where Andrew goes down with the concussion?
You never want to see your brother go down like that. And just talking to him afterwards, checking on him, making sure he's okay. You never want to, we play a physical game. The way that Andrew plays ball he plays ball in a very, very physical way. And, you just hate to see that. But, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to, to kind of speak on in a sense, just because of it's what we do. We know what's at risk, and you know, we play a dangerous sport. So you know, just praying for him and keeping in contact with him and making sure, you know, his mind is in the right place is important. Important. to me.
It seems like the kind of play he makes, so like he comes flying up, you know, kind of disregard for his body. Is that kind of who he is as a player?
Yeah, man, he's the Allen Iverson. You know, he's gonna throw his body. He's gonna throw his body in there. You know, we'll think about it later. You know what I mean? And I love that about him.
Thank you.
Thanks, Scott. Final question goes to Anthony Postal.
Hey, BJ, I had a follow-up on what you said about Kobe Bryant in the Christmas games. I was just curious, is that observation something that you've told a lot of your teammates? And if so, what do they think of that? I mean, is that something you were telling them after Monday?
I didn't necessarily say that, but my message to the guys were definitely along the lines of that. You know, as far as moving forward and you know, and learning from that and not letting that linger, not letting that taste linger. You know what I mean?